About 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I know that's probably more like that.
Probably like
1.86 miles in 19 minutes and 9 seconds.
that's not
Yeah, let's see.
Transfer to the minor, which is
He's never gonna do it.
yeah.
really.
Sir, but
Yeah, I
you
haven't
would never
really
do it.
so far so much singing with them because I think those were so I'm gonna be interested in gradually.
Yeah, he can sprint.
Maybe more like
He can crossfit.
and then
Practice.
Are you gonna be up the whole time or?
Probably, or just until you
I'm just jumping right into it.
that's probably, I'll be set first back. Like,
He doesn't run.
I'll try to
do
get
this.
Mr. Driscoll, can I go to the bathroom? I
Yes,
need to
please.
use it.
Okay. You've been waiting that whole time? Yes. All right. Hey guys, you should be ready in about 10 seconds here. Okay. He's ready. Okay. Mr. Brown, whenever you want.
Good morning, everybody. Alright, so we're gonna warm up with the same thing that you guys have been doing with a 5-to-1 and B flat. So for clarinet, you're starting on your G, right? And trombones and flute, you're starting on your F. Trumpets, you're starting on your G. Alright? So we're gonna go eight counts on while playing, and then 4 counts rest, and then we're gonna switch notes. Does that make sense? Alright, here we go. I'll click it because we don't have any percussion. So 1, 2, ready, and. Ready, and. Alright, so now what we're going to do is the note that you just played, I'm going to have you guys pat a steady beat, right? So everybody, you can either tap your shoe or tap your leg. And I'm going to play a one measure rhythm, and I want you guys to, you're going to sizzle them back to me, alright? So 1, 2, 3. So you're going to sizzle. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. That's right. So now what I want you guys to do is play on your concert F, or the note that you started off on for the 5-to-1, right? So 1, 2, ready, and. Great job. Now the second one that I'm going to play is the 2-measure pattern. All right. So everybody keep your beat going. Did any of those notes seem to? You're good. Hold on. I'll clarify next time. Sorry. Did any of those notes seem to pop out at you? Brass players, we've been talking about articulation, so I don't want you guys to answer this one. But woodwinds, did you guys hear any of those notes seem to pop out? Which ones do you think popped out? The second one. Do you think the fourth one popped out a little bit too? Yeah, and they were a little shorter too, right? All right, so that kind of leads us into what we're going to do today. So here was the first rhythm that we worked on, right? Here's the second rhythm, and the articulations that we used are above them. I'm sorry if that's very small. Can everybody see that? So the first one has a tenuto over it, which means that you play the whole time. So let's say this is a beat right here. That means you're playing all the way through the beat. So if the beat was 1, 2, ready, A beat. Pa, 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 right? So that's the first one. But then the second and the fourth popped out because it's a marcato, right? Which is the upside down beat. And I drew a picture here. Brass saw it when I was teaching with them. But you start off with a loud articulation, right? And it just dies away, right? So it sounds short because all the volume's gone. And so what I want you guys to do, I'm gonna play it one more time while you guys pat the beat, and then we're gonna have 4 beats down, and then you guys are gonna sizzle it, all right? Make sense, everybody? 1, 2, 3. All right. So here we go. 1, 2, sizzling, and. Exactly. Now can we transfer that onto our instruments on concert act? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, so I really liked your second articulation. Your fourth one was a little bit longer, would you say? So can you just, I'll have you just play that because everybody listened down because she did it perfectly. What's your name?
Lillian.
Lillian? Yeah, okay, so just Lillian by herself. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. You hear how short it was, but you could hear the decay of the, so that's all with the air, right? That's not just tongue, that's mostly with the air. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at measure 25 in the Forge of Vulcan to measure 34, and can anybody in there see one of the rhythms? Flute and oboe, you don't have it yet, but one of the other rhythms that we worked on will be later in the piece. So flute, sit tight, but everybody else, do you see one of the rhythms that are on the board?
Yeah.
Which one?
Mine's the first measure.
Yeah, and which measure, or which of the rhythms is it? Is it the first one or second one? Exactly. So everybody else, you're gonna have that rhythm, and then flutes and clarinets. I'm sorry, clarinets. You also had the same as the flute. You guys have a different rhythm, but we're gonna put them together, and we'll isolate. So right at 25 to 34. Starting on beat 1. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, so we started a little bit fast, would you agree? So the beat is right here, so if I was playing the alto sax or the brass part, it'd be ba, pa, 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 right? Right like we had practiced. And then flutes, I know that you guys have 8th notes, but it's not as fast as you think it is, I promise, alright? Right at 25, everybody, right at 25. Except trumpets, you guys have a whole note, so you didn't have it. Here we go, 25. 1, 2, ready, and. So we got to 34 about the same time, but could you guys hear how the beats weren't exactly lining up with everybody? Like each section was together, but the sections were different, like not together. Did everybody hear that? You heard that a little bit? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to isolate flutes and clarinets, finger through your guys' parts at 25 to 34. We're going to come to you right after we work with the brass and the low reeds. Does that make sense? So make sure you guys are working on it because I'm coming to you guys next. So right at 25, I'm going to play with you guys, and let's just play 25 to 26, and then where it goes into the 3-4 is actually where we ended up losing each other, all right? So I'm going to come back here with the brass, the trombones. Actually, can you sit with the trombones? Because you have the exact same part as the trombones. I can move your stand, or just your parts. Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, so we're below, winds are going to be back here, and we're going to work on this part. Trumpets, I will be with you guys right after this. All right, so if we can start at 25, right on 25. Here we go, 25. 1, 2, ready, and. Right, so that was together, right? It's so much easier when you guys are sitting close to each other because you can hear each other, right? So keep working on that. Trumpets, you guys are good. You guys came in at the right part, so I don't need to work with you. But clarinets and flutes, can we hear your part at 25? And we'll start on beat 3. So I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll give you 1, 2, and you come in on beat 3. All right? Here we go, beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. So your part sounds something like this. Sorry, I read the wrong part. So. Right? So 1, 2. Right? So let's hear that first pitch, or the first note at 25 of beat 3. Here we go. First eighth note. It's your concert E flat for flutes, and it's your concert F for clarinets. So, ready? Play. Okay, that was right, but we're just going to walk through the pitches so we can hear all the pitches, all right? So the first pitch, our first note, that's right, second note, third note, fourth note, that's right. One more time on the fourth pitch. There we go, and then on to the dotted half. There we go. So let's play it super slow and think 3 and 4 and 1, because the first 2 eighth notes are slurred together, and I think that might actually be what's tripping us up. So right now, we're going to not slur that, okay? We're going to finger and tongue each note, all right? So right on 25, we're going to play beat 3 to beat 1. Does that make sense with the 4 eighth notes and the dotted half? Right on 25, beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, so that time it was right, but I'm going to put my instrument down because you guys won't have me on the playing test that's coming up, right? And this is what you're doing on the playing test. So, right at 25, beat 3. This time I'm just going to give you 1, 2, and you guys are going to play on beat 3. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 4, 1, 2 and. Alright, so now we're going to go on because that's right, right? So we're going to take that and we're going to transfer it to 3, 4, because I know as a fellow musician that anytime we see time signature changes, it kind of makes us like a little uneasy, right? Like, what are we going to do? Like, is the beat still the same? We kind of panic, all right? So the brass and the low winds did it together and they were good. The trumpets, I've heard them do it, so we're going to work on it real quick and then we'll put this all together, all right? So right at 25, and we're going all the way to the end of the 2, 4. Sound good? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll give you 2 beats again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. Let's just start at the 3, 4, right? So right at the 3, 4, it's 1, 2, and 1, 2, and off, right? That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. So right on the 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and. All right. Can we actually have the flutes and the clarinets play? Are you guys playing clarinet 1 and clarinet 2?
I'm clarinet 1. She's clarinet 2.
Okay. So can I hear you play your B and you play your B, the lower B, on the second measure of the 3, 4? So your A and your B's. Here we go. Just that note. There we go. I think that low B might be tripping us up on the 1, 2, and. So let's just start back at the 3, 4, the first measure of the 3, 4, and we'll take it down a little slow. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. So that was much better, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 25, and then we're going to go through all the way to the 2, 4, and then we're going to put this all together, all right? So right at the 25, starting on beat 3, I'll give you 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. I identified the problem now. So you guys are counting as like there's 4 beats in that measure. So you're going 1, 2, and 1, 2, and right. But there's only 3 beats, so it's actually. Can you guys sing it with me? I'll give us 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and right. So that's it. I know you guys don't have it right now, and I know you can play it. So we're gonna put us all together, including Lillian. You falling asleep on me? Okay, well you're playing at 25. Everybody's playing. Here we go, 25. I'm not gonna play it for you guys. I think you guys got it. 25.
Sharp. Just a second. Yeah, the bell just kind of came off.
All right, right at 25. Here we go. All the way up to 34. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, do you think you were with the beats that I was giving you guys, or do you think you were kind of rushing ahead?
Well, when Driscoll was playing with us, we were playing
A lot faster?
So it's like.
Yeah, I slowed it down for the 8th notes. And I'm actually, Mr. Driscoll, is there I can work with this. I'll do this. I got something to keep time, so right? And this isn't exactly how you play the triangle, but I don't want it to ring. So this is how we're going to keep time. Because I really think the problem is not that you guys are struggling with the rhythms or anything, because we just worked on them. I think it's actually the internal pulse, right? So we're going to play at 25, and we're still playing it at the slower tempo, just to work on the articulations and the rhythms. So right at 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear how much better that was? Right? So it had nothing to do with the rhythms. And I kind of had a suspicion that it wasn't the rhythms, it was mostly just the internal parts. But we're going to take what we just did from 25 to the end of the 2-4, and then we're going to work the next passage, which is almost the exact same. So right on the 4-4 again, and I'm not going to get in your guys' way. I think that you guys can play it without me counting your rhythms and isolating it. So right at the 4-4, after the 2-4. So we'll start with brass again. Right at the 4-4 after the 2-4. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, I had a question. Mr. Wilkins, take care of it. Oh, what was the, I mean, I think he probably answered it correctly. You can ask me if you got a question. Okay, you good? Alright, so let's focus on, so now the articulations are pretty good. I actually want to hear the flutes and clarinets now, because now that you guys definitely have it under your fingers, I want to hear the slur on the 8th notes at 25 and at after the 4-4, after the 2-4. So where you have slurs, right? So right on 25, can I just hear beat 3? So the first 2 8 notes that you guys have. So I'll give you 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you guys will play after 2. All right? 1, 2. That was right. Now let's go to the 4-4 after the 2-4. And you're going to play all 4 8 notes because they're all slurred together. Here we go. And I'll give you 2 again. 1, 2. Okay, so I heard a lot of flute, but actually trumpets. You guys take over for this planets, I'm sorry. You next time just be like, hey, we don't have that.
Oh, we're going over 25?
Yeah. Or not 25, the 4-4 after the 2-4.
Okay.
With the 4 8 notes with the slur. Starting on your B flat, right?
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to give you 2, and we're going to play those slurred. Alright? Those 4 8 notes. Here we go. 1, 2. Alright, this time we're going to breathe together. I'll breathe with you. Here we go. 1. There we go. So that's right. But now we're going to add one more layer in 25 to 34. Alright? One more layer. And I promise you it's not hard. So I want you to look at measures 32 and I'm going to play the trombone part, or not the trombone part, I'm going to play the trumpet part. But everybody else, or not everybody else, but most of you have, this is what I'm asking for. Actually, I'll play the clarinet part. That works for you guys? I want you to hear what is different about my playing, all right? So we'll start. I'll play that one more time. So it'll be 1, 2. What did I do? I crescendo, that's right. But what else did I do? There's something else written in the music there, right before that crescendo, that I really emphasized. And everybody has this what I'm talking about. It's in measure 32. Does anybody know what that's called?
Well, I know you just gotta get light and then you get soft immediately.
Yeah, that's the sound, but
Is it? Oh my God,
it's a forte piano, is what it's called. But so it kind of has the same kind of concept as the marcato, right? So you're gonna hit the note and then you're just down at piano, right? So it kind of is the same, but this is more of an articulation and this is more of a stylistic, dynamic thing, all right? So you're gonna hit it and then drop down like nothing. Like I'm talking like if this is the forte, like the piano's down here, right? Like disappear, like nobody knows you're there, all right?
Yeah.
So
Me.
yeah. So can we do measure 32, everybody, and really focus on this forte piano? So we're gonna start right on beat 1 of 32, and I'm gonna keep time again, just so that we don't rush through anything. All right. Here we go. Right on 32. 1, 2, ready, and. And then we grow, right? So, flutes, I liked how you guys did that. So can you actually do that for the ensemble? The whole ensemble is going to be listening this time. And I want to hear the 1, 2, and then it's 1, right? Like you're growing into it. It's just like a train, or a train's coming at you. So it's like you have no idea, right, that there's a train coming. And then you start to hear a train coming down the tracks, and you're like, what is that? And you kind of lean in, and then the train zooms past you, right? And it's like, and you honk the horn. You know what I'm talking about? Exactly. So let's start at 32 again. Everybody, beat 1. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, so that was good with the growing, but something else to focus on. I know I'm giving you a lot, but this isn't hard either. So I know Mr. Driscoll's talked to you about getting loud, but also playing within your instrument. So I'm going to play two different styles of this crescendo, and you tell me which one sounds good and which one sounds bad, all right? Make sure you're paying attention, because I'm going to call on somebody if I don't think he's paying attention, all right? Here we go. So I'm just going to start at 33, and tell me which crescendo sounds better and which one sounds bad, all right? So let's start right on. I'll play the trombone part this time. That's the first one. And then here's the second one. What's your name? What, Alice? Can you tell me which one sounded better and which one sounded worse? The first one sounded worse? That's exactly right. And why do you think it sounded bad? Evan, let's hear it.
It had like a wave,
Yeah, it kind of sounded like my lips were out of the bell, right? Like it didn't sound good. It was putting too much air and blowing too hard, right? You tried to play too much, right? Yeah, kind of flaring. Exactly. So when you guys play that crescendo, I really want you guys to focus on playing with that good tone. Like you have to grow, but make sure you keep that good tone. So let's start right at 32 again. And after we nail this piano, or this forte piano, we're going to go on. All right? So here we go, right at 32, beat 1. 1, 2, ready, and. Exactly. Maybe a little less. less on the very end, but it was good. The crescendo was good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work. I want you guys to look at 34 to 42 and tell me if you see a rhythm that looks kind of familiar. And if you see it, I want you to raise your hand. I'm gonna call on you. Do you see one that looks familiar? I'm gonna call on you just because I haven't heard much from you today. What's your name? Sadie? Do you see a rhythm that maybe we worked on in warm-ups that we might be playing? 34. Is that the one? And does it have the tenuto and the marcatos? So actually at 34, instead of playing this time, we're going to do the first 4 measures because everybody's playing the same part. And I want you to say do for the tenutos and top for the marcato because it still pops out, right? So instead of playing it, we're just gonna chant the syllables, all right? So everybody together, right at 34, not playing. We're going 34 for 4 measures. So 1, 2, everybody go. Top. Are we playing? Are we talking about the syllables? Yeah, we're doing the syllables. It's okay. I'll ask you to play it in a little bit. That sounded good. That's the right articulation. So good job, Lillian. Right? Yeah, that's exactly right. So right at 34, we're gonna chant the syllables. All right. 1, 2, ready, and do top, do top, do top, do top. Exactly. All right. So if you guys can transfer that to your instruments, you already got the articulations down, right? So right at 34, remember, not so much with the tongue, but more with the air, right? So right at 34, everybody's in. We're going to 42. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 4, ready. It's okay. 2, ready, and that's right. That's exactly right. There's no shame in playing in the rest. This is the first time we've really looked at this. So I know you won't make that mistake again because you recognized it as soon as you did it, right? So now, do you think the articulations at the beginning were the same as where we ended? Or do you think that the marcato maybe got a little longer? You think it got longer too? I would agree with that. So let's play the first 4 measures and make sure the articulations stay the same. And then we'll move back to 25 and we'll put it all together. Right at 34. Question? That's okay. You guys can play right at where you do come in. And just play that those 2 measures, play twice. Don't move on to the next 2 measures. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and alright, so good job. This time just think when you play, be like 1, 2, 4, 1, rest, rest, rest. 1, 2, 4, 1, rest, rest, rest. Right? So then you're not tempted to play. And then if you breathe on the beat before you come in, you can't play on that one because you're breathing in, right? So you won't be able to play when you're not supposed to. But that was right, and that was good articulation. So right at, let's go back to 25, all right? And let's not see if we can put this all together as a group. Make sure that we're listening for the dynamics, articulation, and staying with the beat. All right? Right at 25. Everybody ready? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and so now, right, like we sounded pretty good right there. Now I'm going to take it a step farther just because no, not yet. But we're going to do 25 to 42 again, But this time, you guys have to keep the beat by yourself. And I know you guys can, that's why I'm putting it away, right? You guys don't need me. You guys are musicians, you can keep